Welcome to Retire Right Television. My name is Cynthia DeFazio. I'm sitting with Paul Roberts, and Paul is the founder and the CEO of Roberts Wealth Management. Good morning. How are you this morning?
Good morning, Cynthia. How are you?
I am doing great. Thank you so much. This show has been so amazing, and I know you have to be overwhelmed by the response that you've had from the viewers.
With quite a demand, quite a demand. We were really surprised. We knew there was a niche for it out there, but I mean, it's overwhelming, the demand that we're having at this time.
Absolutely. And I think it's important to say that with retirement, having that really good holistic plan is so very important. And I think what I enjoy about our shows each week, Paul, is that we're able to paint a picture for people of what retirement can look like, but providing peace of mind with that picture. It doesn't have to be an unknown. All the colors are actually colored, and there's not any little white spaces left. And that's amazing. And also with your firm, I want to ask you a question because I love this. Experience the Roberts Wealth difference. What exactly does that mean?
That's a great question, Cindy. That's a little bit of what we pride ourselves on, is that we feel in today's retirement world, hence the name of the show, Retire Right, you get one chance to do it and to do it right. And we feel that there's a lot lacking there. So when clients come to see us, they get a full-blown comprehensive plan that details every aspect of their retirement, not just the investment, but the taxation, the income, the legacy, inheritance planning, estate planning. How does it all work together to create a controlled, good environment for you going forward? But a little bit of what the Roberts Wealth difference is taking that conceptual idea of holistic planning, but not only delivering the holistic planning that the clients deserve, but delivering the experience that they deserve every day. As we've mentioned before on our shows, when every client walks in, there's warm cookies and a warm cup of coffee waiting for them. We really go out of our way to communicate with our clients. Our clients get weekly communications with us via email and via our website. We have events going on every 2 weeks, so the clients always have open invitations to come back to workshops, seminars, different events that we have going on. But the Roberts Wealth experience, the experience in the Roberts Wealth difference is exactly what it states. It's experiencing the difference that we provide them compared to what they have previously experienced in the financial world as far as service and relationships go with other advisory firms.
Absolutely, because I think what's amazing is that you ask so many questions. So we've talked about what a typical consultation would feel like, and it can actually last anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours, depending on what kind of questions are being asked and answered. And I think that's amazing. For the viewers at home, I want to also touch on something that's very important. You are a fiduciary. So for the viewers that don't know what that is, could you explain that to them?
We believe today that if you're going to help people with retirement planning, you should be a fiduciary and you should act as a fiduciary. We always have, and what being a fiduciary means is basically that you're always going to act in the best interest of the client to meet their individual goals, needs, concerns, family dynamics, that any recommendations or advice that you give them, you have taken into consideration all of these different aspects of their individual situation to help them figure out what is in their individual best interest or in the best interest of their family going forward. So being a fiduciary is a high level of responsibility to the client, but we take that on with pride because we want to do the best that we can for them anyways. Everybody out there retiring deserves to have the confidence that is delivered when you get a real fundamental holistic plan put together for you.
Absolutely, and I think it's so important to point out that a lot of people that receive a statement in the mail, and let's say there's a number at the bottom and they think, okay, well that's it, that's my retirement plan, I know that's the money I have, but that's not a retirement plan, is it?
It's just a number.
It's just a number.
And then on that note, you hear a lot of the old crazy myths out there, like, well, you got to have $1 million to retire, that's the secret number. Well, those generalities kind of drive me nuts because I'm always like, well, who is it? Right? Retirement is an individual thing. I don't know how they can throw generalities at it. We've got clients who it takes several $1 million for them to retire adequately to keep their standard of living and the lifestyle they're used to. And we've got several clients who don't need $1 million. A few $100,000 gets them where they need. It's an individual basis. It's about what does it take to keep the standard of living and the lifestyle that you're used to What do you need to put in place to keep that going for the rest of your life when the paychecks stop coming in from work, right?
Well, that's a very interesting thing that you just said. Those paychecks stop coming in, and so you're left with that number that needs to provide for you for the rest of your retirement. So basically, that is the number one fear, isn't it, Paul, that people are going to run out of money during their retirement years?
It definitely is, Cynthia. Everyone out there is concerned, how long am I going to live? You know, or how many market corrections will we have before we get there? How will tax law change? What all is going to change in my retirement life?
Yeah.
Because now I'm no longer working and saving, so I don't know if I'll be able to evolve with the changes that occur. So that's why we believe in such fundamental comprehensive planning. You know, when we sit down with our clients and we build a financial plan for retirement, it is structured and secure enough, and they can depend on it enough to know that they should have the confidence moving forward that they deserve. But at the same time, there's still enough flexibility in there, and we're always looking forward and projecting forward. We're always looking at changes in Social Security law, changes in tax law, changes in estate planning. How do these things affect you and your family? And we want this plan to be built sturdy and strong enough, but we want to have enough flexibility that as times change and laws change going forward, we can move with the times and adjust and make sure we create the best situation for their families.
And that's another valid point that you just bring up, Paul, because it's true. Today's retirement is not the same as our parents' retirement, correct?
Right.
I mean, it's totally different.
Yeah. Well, you know, just look, I know my grandfathers, they had pensions, right?
Yes.
Pensions are a thing of the past.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't have to do as much education and fundamental financial planning as people do today, because they were told, hey, you work so many years, you get so much in your monthly pension, and you get so much Social Security.
Yeah.
That was all they needed to know, was what the monthly take-home was, right? That was as far as their planning went. But we live in a world of do-it-yourself retirement these days. You know, here's a 401k. I hope you save enough. Good luck. Take it easy,
Yeah.
right? And so people, when they get to the stage of retirement today, it's quite overwhelming. You know, they've got a lot thrown at them. All of a sudden they have to make these Social Security decisions. If they're lucky enough to have a pension, they've got too many options, and it gets very difficult. They've got to figure out what to do with their 401ks. How are they going to manage taxes? You know, or are they going to vacation, or how much money do they have to live off of? Things of this nature, which we encourage people to do. That's why we always start with income planning. And we say, you know, let's nail down income planning to cover the basics and what you need in your household to keep your standard of living. But let's not just cover the basics.
Yeah.
Bring more in. Do you aspire to travel? Do you aspire to spend a lot of time with the grandkids? Are you going to take them to Disney World every other year? What are you going to do? Let's bring that into your income planning. So let's not just make sure that you have enough adequate income to pay the bills, but you have enough adequate income to actually live your life, live your lifestyle that you've always dreamed of and wanted to do so.
Absolutely. And Paul, that's a great segue. We're going to open up those phone lines shortly, but please
great.
tell the viewers, what can they expect by calling in today? What are you offering them?
Great. The next 10 callers who call us today at the phone number below are going to receive a full-blown comprehensive review of their current situation. Now, in that review, we will go through your fees, the cost associated with what you're currently doing, the risks associated with what you're doing. Are you taking too much risk or too little risk? What type of returns are you getting? What types of rewards are you getting? What should you expect from what you're currently doing going forward? Now, this analysis, Cynthia, is the most eye-opening thing we do for people. I mean, no one walks out of that meeting by saying they don't feel a whole lot more empowered than they walked in that meeting. If nothing else, when they walk out of that meeting, they know what it costs to do what they're currently doing, what to expect with what they're currently doing, and if there are any red flags or things that they should really look at changing moving forward. So that complimentary no cost analysis goes through fee collection, risk analysis, performance analysis. And once we get through all of that analysis, at the end of that meeting, if we feel that we're a good fit to move forward, then we'll start working, our whole team gets together to build you a comprehensive financial plan where we take into aspect all of these different subjects that we have talked about here and considered today.
That's a wonderful value, and I can't believe that it's time for us to go to a break. But viewers, please stay tuned. That number to call once again is 877-277-0645. We're going to be right back. I'm going to ask Paul some more questions about retirement and RMDs, your minimum required distributions. We'll be right back. Thank you.
How confident are you in your current financial plan? Do you know with certainty how the recent market volatility will affect your future hopes and dreams? How much are you paying in taxes? And how much are you losing to unnecessary high fees? You didn't work to save this money so that you could spend your time worried in retirement. Now is the time to take charge of your finances so you can feel confident about your future. Call in during the next 30 minutes of today's show only to set up an absolutely complimentary, no obligation, full-blown financial review that will result in your own customized written plan. This is a $999 value that we're giving away complimentary to the first 10 people who respond. We'll start with a full-blown analysis of what you already have by running a report to untangle how much you are currently paying in fees, how you're allocated for risk, and what it's costing to work with your current advisor. Next, we'll identify your goals. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Where do you want to go, and who do you hope to go there with? Is your current financial plan set up to get you there without mishap? Let's design a roadmap to create a financial plan you can follow with confidence. Get the piece that so many people are missing from their retirement. Find out how having a written plan can make a difference to your retirement dreams. Call now to schedule your complimentary, no obligation, full-blown financial review today.
Welcome back. My name is Cynthia DeFazio. You're watching Retire Right Television, and I'm sitting with Paul Roberts. He's the founder, the CEO of Roberts Wealth Management. And before we went to break, Paul, we were talking about RMDs, and when I was saying it, I don't even know if it came out right. On live TV, you get one shot. It's like if you don't get it right, it is what it is. But what I said was RMDs, required minimum distributions. So for the viewing audience, can you explain what those are?
Sure. That's and we hear a lot of people say MRD or RMD. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing.
Okay.
Basically what that is, Cynthia, is, if you save all of your money in a pre-tax account, a 401k, TSB, 403b, IRA, any type of what we call qualified money that is saved in a pre-tax account, once you get to retirement, you're supposed to be utilizing those proceeds as income or to supplement your income in retirement and live out of. Mm-hmm. The way the IRS looks at it is, if you get to retirement and you're not taking money out of those pre-tax accounts, well, they're going to force you to start taking withdrawals at a certain point in time. Now, the good news, Cynthia, is that we used to have to begin taking withdrawals from our accounts at age 70 and a half, which was kind of confusing. When am I 70 and a half, and what date during the year, where's my birth date, what's the tax date? So it's a little bit confusing, people, but the good thing is the new Secure Act that came out this year has switched the RMD age back from 70 and a half to age 72, which is very important. A lot of our viewers may not be aware of that, or may have not heard of this new law being passed, but if you're about to turn 70 or 71 and you think that the IRS is forcing you to take withdrawals from your pre-tax account, you may be able to postpone those until 72 now. Very important to know.
That is.
But what it is they made a deal with you, right? When you put that money in pre-tax, you said, look, I need to retire. I need to build a lot of money for retirement. I need triple compounding inside of my account. So, Mr. IRS, would you please allow us to not pay taxes on this money before we put it into our account? The government made that deal with us. Go ahead, put that money away. You get triple compounding all these years, so that's why the money in your 401k or TSP grew so rapidly during all these years. But then at a certain point, they're saying, hey, we gave you a deal. We didn't make you pay taxes on that money going in. Doesn't mean you can keep it tax deferred in that plan forever and ever and ever, okay? We still want our taxes. So by the time someone reaches age 62, they force them to start taking withdrawals from their qualified money account. That withdrawal begins at, I believe the new rate is 3.91%.
Okay.
So in other words, 3.91% of your total qualified money account value, you have to withdraw, pay taxes on that money. Now, if you don't need the money, it doesn't matter, you still have to withdraw it. pay the taxes. You can reinvest it or save it or do whatever you want with it at that point.
That question.
Yeah, but you have to withdraw it.
Okay.
Now, what we're doing is all of our clients who don't need money out of their IRA or their pre-tax accounts, if they come and see us plenty of time before age 72, we've got a lot of strategies in place, okay? A lot of tax-wise strategies, we call them, where we can basically start cleaning some of that IRA money, taking as large of withdrawals as we can, staying tax efficient within their tax bracket all along before they get to age 72. So when they get there and the government forces them to start taking withdrawals, their account balance isn't so great that they're having to take a lot of taxable money out.
Okay.
Plus, gives us 10 years to take that money and convert it. We can convert it into Roth conversion money, and we have a lot of other different type of legacy plays for tax-free money or to build something up for your family or future generations. The reason we do this is one of the biggest things I see in our office is clients come in, they say, I don't need the money in my IRA, Paul. I'm going to leave it to my children. Well, that's going to be difficult, especially with the new Secure Act. You know, we used to be able to leave that IRA in the form of a beneficiary IRA to the next generation. Were able to keep that account tax deferred, never had to cash it out, never had to pay taxes on it. Just had to take small withdrawals their lifetime. The new law says that if a beneficiary inherits an IRA, they only have 10 years to cash that full account out and pay the taxes on it. Okay? So clients who have $1 million or more in an IRA and think, well, I'm just going to leave that money to my kids. Well, that's great. And that's great that you're thinking of the future generation, but you're going to leave your kids a tax bomb. Okay? So if we have time before we get you to RMD age, or let's start cleaning as much of that money as possible.
Yeah.
Build a lot better, more lucrative situation for you and your family later.
Are there differences in rules, Paul, for the difference between IRA and 401k RMD rules? Are there differences between the two?
Great. Yes, great question.
Okay.
As far as the IRAs, on an IRA, you have to start withdrawing at age 72 now.
Okay.
The old 70 and a half is now 72. But when it comes to a Roth IRA, you do not have to take a RMD once you reach RMD age 72.
Okay.
However, one that I've seen catch a few people off guard is they're unaware that in their 401k plan, whether it is pre-tax money or after-tax money, if they're still working and they hit RMD age, they're required to take that distribution from that 401k, even if it is after-tax money.
Wow.
So, yeah. So it's very important they see someone and they roll that money from their 401k into a Roth IRA, the after-tax money, before they get there. If they put it in a Roth IRA, they're good, and they don't have to take those withdrawals when they hit that age.
Wow, that is amazing. That is great information. Thank you so much for sharing that. And then are there different rules if you're working after the age of 70 and a half? Because so many people like to work longer now. So does it change the RMDs?
Well, yeah, and now it's age 72, the new act coming this year.
2020.
But yes, yeah,
Yep.
a lot of people are under the impression that they can just keep working forever and put money away. But once you hit a certain age, 72 now, the new law,
Yeah.
if you're still working, then they're still going to force you to take withdrawals. Remember, as we stated earlier,
Yeah.
the government's saying, hey, we've never seen tax on that money. You can't hide it from us forever.
Exactly. We're going to come and find you.
Yes.
That's what I love about your firm, is that you have such a great holistic approach to help people really navigate through what can sometimes be scary without a plan, the retirement years, and how important it is to have that plan in place. It's so much different, like we've talked about before, than just having that statement that comes in the mail.
Right.
You have to learn how to make those numbers work for you all through the years, and that's what you do best.
And not just make them work, Cynthia, but how do you make them work, and how do you make them work efficiently?
Exactly.
Right.
So that you can enjoy your life.
That's it.
Because retirement is so different for everyone. It's not a one-size-fits-all.
No, it's definitely not a one-size-fits-all. Retirement is very much an individual planning.
Absolutely. Well, I can't believe it's almost time for us to take another break. For those viewers out there, if they call in today, Paul, what can they expect to receive from you?
When they call, they'll meet with one of the advisors in our office. They'll sit down, they'll have a nice warm cup of coffee, a casual conversation, and in that conversation, in that first meeting, what they expect is they're going to do a full comprehensive review of your current situation. They're going to look at your current fees, commissions, cost. What is your current portfolio or your current program costing you? Is there waste in there, or are you as efficient as possible? Not only that, they're going to look at your risk level. Are you at too high of a risk level or too low of a risk level, and maybe leaving money on the table you should be making? Make sure that that's adequate to you and your stage of life. And then they're going to do what they call a performance analysis. Now, in that performance analysis, the most eye-opening part that we do is not just the cost seg part, but it is what we call risk and reward, right? If I'm associating risk with what I'm doing, am I getting the reward that is worthwhile? If not, I shouldn't associate this risk with what I'm doing, right?
Absolutely.
But if at the end of that meeting, after the comprehensive review, like I said, it's a warm cup of coffee, a few questions. You sit down with an advisor. They're there to build a relationship with you, to help you. If we feel that we're a good fit at the end of that meeting, then we'll start building you out a comprehensive financial plan for retirement, which includes income planning, tax planning, pension consulting, Social Security planning, every aspect of retirement. You know, as you stated, Cynthia, before, it is a holistic financial plan. So the next 10 people today who give us a call, we're going to make sure that you have first visit and first obligation to a visit to sit down with one of our advisors, and we look forward to seeing you.
And I can't believe it's time for us to take a break. Viewers, please don't go anywhere. I know you're trying to get through the phone lines. It's 877-277-0645. We're going to be right back after this commercial break with more questions for Paul. Please stay tuned.
How confident are you in your current financial plan? Do you know with certainty how the recent market volatility will affect your future hopes and dreams? How much are you paying in taxes? And how much are you losing to unnecessary high fees? You didn't work to save this money so that you could spend your time worried in retirement. Now is the time to take charge of your finances so you can feel confident about your future. Call in during the next 30 minutes of today's show only to set up an absolutely complimentary, no obligation, full-blown financial review that will result in your own customized written plan. This is a $999 value that we're giving away complimentary to the first 10 people who respond. We'll start with a full-blown analysis of what you already have by running a report to untangle how much you are currently paying in fees, how you're allocated for risk, and what it's costing to work with your current advisor. Next, we'll identify your goals. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Where do you want to go, and who do you hope to go there with? Is your current financial plan set up to get you there without mishap? Let's design a roadmap to create a financial plan you can follow with confidence. Get the piece that so many people are missing from their retirement. Find out how having a written plan can make a difference to your retirement dreams. Call now to schedule your complimentary, no obligation, full-blown financial review today.
Welcome back to Retire Right Television. My name is Cynthia DeFazio. I'm sitting with Paul Roberts, the CEO, founder of Roberts Wealth Management. What a great show we've had so far today. I'm just so amazed at all of the knowledge that you're able to share. And we're coming to the time, Paul, my favorite in the show, the viewer questions.
Great.
I love this because we've had some great ones that have been coming in.
We've had some really good questions come through the lines, yes.
Definitely.
And that phone line, I mean, that thing's just been lighting up, hasn't it?
I know. Well, we knew that it would. I think it has to do with the cookies, but I just have to say.
Definitely the cookies, right? Definitely the cookies.
So this is a great question that came in. I'm 64 and starting a new job this year. Should I even bother to sign up for the 401k plan, or at this age, should I just save money elsewhere? And if I am saving it elsewhere, where should I do it? Traditional IRA, the Roth IRA, after-tax brokerage account, etc.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah, that's
good one.
Yeah, that's a really good question. We have been getting some fantastic questions from the guest. That one is not one that is quite so easy to answer, you know, in a generic form, because as we always stating over and over and over, retirement is an individual deal, right? However, if you're 64 and you're going to work, there's definitely no need to, not a need to go ahead and put away some money somewhere. Now, whether your 401k is the best option or not, we don't know. That's a conversation we have to have back in the office. But definitely, if you're getting a match from your employer, you don't want to leave that match on the table, right?
Sure.
So if they're offering 1, 2, 3, 4%, you definitely need to go ahead and contribute whatever you need to contribute to make sure you're getting their match, or you're just leaving money on the table. Now, the question I would have for the individual would be, what other types of accounts have you saved before retirement is all of your money pre-tax. Do you have Roth IRAs or other forms of tax-free money saved for retirement? Because we're very big on saying that, you know, one of the biggest problems out there for retirees today is everyone saves all their money pre-tax. Well, if it's all pre-tax when you get to retirement, it's all taxable as income. When it's every dollar that you withdraw from your accounts is taxable as income, we don't have much leadway there. We can't work within tax brackets and try to create efficiency. So we're very big on telling everybody you should have at least some money put away in a Roth IRA or some type of tax-free option, because that is going to greatly benefit you in tax efficiency when you get to retirement. So to answer this gentleman's question, 64 or whatever age, it's a great thing to put away. But you know, if you like to come in and sit in the office with us and review your current situation, we could look a little bit more in depth to, do you have some tax-free money? How much tax-free money do you have? And maybe we could find a happy balance in there. You know, you need a part pre-tax contribution because you need the tax deduction on your income, but also we need to save as much tax-free or after-tax money as possible. Of course, generally people can't go all one way or the other, so the objective is to find a nice happy balance in there, if that makes sense.
It does make perfect sense. And again, it comes back to the fact that people will benefit so much just by coming in the office, sitting with you, sitting with one of the advisors, going through what their retirement goals are, because we've said this all along, everyone's retirement dream is a little different. Everyone has a different bucket list.
That's it, exactly, Cynthia. Everybody's different, has different goals, different aspirations, different family dynamics, you know. It's retirement planning, I cannot stress this enough, is an individualized situation.
Absolutely, and you should never go it alone. I mean, people need to sit and talk with someone.
You don't have to do it alone. We do it all day, every day. You don't have to try to do what we do all day, every day. Come sit down, we'll have a warm cup of coffee and one of those fresh cookies you love, right?
Yes, and what flavors will be there?
Oh, chocolate chip, oatmeal, all of them. They're wonderful.
Well, the cookies alone, I think, definitely would be ringing the phone lines for sure. And we're almost to the end of another amazing show. I just can't believe that the time has gone by so fast. So for the viewers that were calling in today, can you tell them one more time what they're going to receive?
Yes, great. You know, if you call into the show today, the first 10 callers who call are going to get a full sit down with me or one of my advisors. When you come in to meet one of the advisors of Roberts Wealth Management, we're going to do a comprehensive review of your current situation, cost, risk, performance, things of that nature. And then if we're a good fit to work together, we'll sit down and we'll help you build a full-blown retirement plan to meet your individual needs.
I can't believe another show is coming to a close, but it's time for us to say goodbye. To the viewers out there, please tune in next week. You're going to be right back here with us on Retire Right Television. More questions for Paul will be answered. We appreciate your viewership very much. We look forward to seeing you again next week. Thank you so much for watching.